Everyday life issues broken down so you can make the best decision. Coming to you from Austin, Texas. This is The Deciding Factor with your hosts, Alton Hill and John Herzog.
Hey everyone, thank you for listening to The Deciding Factor. I'm John Herzog.
I'm Alton Hill.
And we have decided to start this podcast. We both have kind of a different view on a lot of different subjects. Primarily, biggest thing is business. So I come from an accounting and HR background, which means I'm really analytical. I love to solve business-related problems. And Alton actually comes from the opposite world.
That's right. Lots of engineering, R&D, high-tech type of stuff. You still need a lot of analytics to perform in that environment. It's a lot of fun and a lot of root cause analysis and a lot of, just technical things, lots of charts and graphs and experiments trying to beat physics.
So when we talk about some of these different subjects, business process, re-engineering, that's what I did over at Planet Fitness. And I mean, we redid everything. We looked at every department, every topic, and we really had to prepare for growth. And it's learning those steps on how to tear everything apart piece by piece, I think, is what you need to do in almost every aspect, all the way from politics to business to family life. Even religion. I mean, there's different topics we can go over in religion. I think we're going to probably butt some heads, And, Alton actually is going to the same church with me. He's one of the new deacons.
Fresh.
And he's wearing a suit coat even now, so.
Have to.
It's one of those things where, having these different perspectives, butting heads slightly, hopefully not too much, will hopefully give every one of our listeners a chance to really take food for thought in every aspect.
Yeah. So, I mean, John, what are we trying to do here with the Deciding Factor podcast? I mean, for me, there's a lot of challenges that we're facing in the world, especially during these times, but really all times. And so what data are we pulling from to make those decisions? If anyone's taken a statistics class, you know that those statistics are just there for your interpretation, right? And so really, where are the opinions coming from? Now, if you turn on CNN, if you turn on Fox, if you didn't know this, everyone has a bias, okay? So if you're watching the news every day, you need to know, all right, what bias are they coming from? If they're on a radio show, what bias are they coming from? Now, we are coming from an independent bias. We're going to tell you this is our bias, and this is what we think about these topics. So in hopes that we're empowering people to make good decisions and to have another option when we're talking about something in the news, or, John and I both have daughters. So if we're going to talk about what age should dating start, or, what kind of torturous activities should we put boys through, then you kind of know where we're coming from and our perspective on that, and sharing our thoughts with you so that hopefully this is going to be before, certain decisions are made, or maybe during, like with this coronavirus. Everyone's freaking out. We're definitely going to be speaking into that. How should we handle this? What should our mindset be? And what, for us, is the deciding factor on our perspective and how we're approaching these problems and these decisions that we need to make? Because the decision that you make today will certainly be affecting your future. I mean, look in your past, the decisions that you have made, both good and bad, have certainly affected where you're at today. And I'm a believer that you have to take ownership for that. Like, look at where you're at right now. Hey, guess what? Guess whose fault that is? It's yours. If it's good, great. If it's not, well, let's figure out how can we do better.
Yeah, and one of the things I really want to guide on, even in business, right? We do statistics, we do research. You have your personal opinion, right? You have your past that you're going to base a lot of your decisions on as well. But we also plan on having guests on our show, and that's where it's going to become really fun for us. I have listened to several podcasts recently, more than ever, and it seems like it's all monotone. Let's just have a small conversation. Those are boring. We need to be able to laugh. I want it upbeat. I want it to be fun. I want to engage with the public. So listening right now, listening in the future, there's going to be a lot of fun stuff. I've got a lot of crazy stories. Alton's pretty boring since he's a deacon now. So
that's true. I'm working on that.
I mean, stay tuned. You'll find out things such as being on Judge Alec's show, which is what I've done, auctioneering class. I mean, there's a lot of random stuff that I've done in my past and situations I've been in. And I want to interview people from a different level. I want to find out some of those weird things about them personally. So
yeah,
it'll be interesting.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the thing with me is, like I mentioned, I have a lot of engineering background, but now I own a marketing company. And so I've really changed a lot as far as my career goes. And I think that right now there may be a lot of people considering a new career path, right? With coronavirus happening, a lot of people are getting put on unemployment, people getting furloughed, and working in high tech, it's kind of feast and famine. You start something that you believe is going to be awesome, but because of funding or whatever, market conditions, it doesn't work out, and you have to refigure things out. So I've been let go from 2 startup companies. Well, not really let go, but just they closed the doors, right? They came in one day and said, "Hey, Alton, we love you. We think you're incredibly handsome, but we're out of money, so we got to close the doors." And so going through those times it really made me think, like, is this the right decision? Is having someone else in control of my finances and my life and my daily schedule, is that what I want to do? Well, starting your own business is pretty daunting, especially with I had what I would consider to be pretty good finances working for these companies. And so trying to decide, is this really what I want to do? Do I want to give that all away with all of my kids and all of my responsibilities? Do I want to just start something? And so that was a big step for me, but I feel like I've gone through that. But then even in times like now, you got to figure out, like, what's important. What am I doing today? Am I making the best decision for today, for my perspective? And that's what I want to bring to people. I want to let people know that, like, you are empowered to just totally change your life today. It can happen. It's just, you have to be looking at the right information, and you have to be coming from the right perspective, and then anything's possible. Anything. Well, and don't forget, me and you both were in our mid to late 30s, right? Whoa.
Possibly early 40s for you. No, the biggest thing for us, I think, is, I look at us as the elder millennials, right? So
yeah, we combine elder.
We combine those 2 different generations, so we can speak towards each. I know you don't really want to be labeled as a millennial.
That's right. I am not a millennial. I don't care what John says. Sorry, millennials. No offense.
No offense, but you still are. So we're going to have to deal with it, unfortunately, right?
I'm in denial.
But, I think we'll have that aspect that's going to be really good. We're going to hit both generations. The other thing you really need to keep in mind, please subscribe, click, like, love us, and communicate with us. We cannot build our topics just by ourselves. We need to know what you want to hear, what you want to talk to us about. Leave us questions, comments. If you're tired of my voice or Alton's voice, then, well, we probably won't care. But at least you can tell us something, right?
I like it. Yeah, definitely tune in. We're going to have some hot topics. I personally have an enjoyment for awkward moments, and definitely like going against the grain on some things. So I'm excited about this. John and I have a pretty good friendship, and but we're definitely, I think, confident enough to challenge each other. So I think we're going to have some good moments on the show that'll be pretty entertaining.
It will. And we'll see you soon, guys.
All right. Thanks for listening.
This has been another episode of The Deciding Factor, giving you food for thought on real life issues. Be sure to click, like, and subscribe to this podcast, as well as all your big social media outlets, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Don't forget to check out our website at thedecidingfactorpodcast.com and give us comments and feedback. Until next time, stay safe and remember to keep an open mind.